Hi guys, thank you so much for being here. So for today's collective reading, I have pulled your current energies and I got the Lover, the Forest, and the Destroyer. So when I first was looking at this, I was like, oh wow, this seems like intense energies to be holding. So I feel like with the Destroyer, there was some type of ending. I was feeling Ten of Swords, that you are purging some type of thing that got destroyed. Like something happened with something or somebody or some situation where it kind of, I'm hearing skewed your perception of this person, but not like skewed as in like you're not seeing it clearly, like you saw it clearly. There was some type of betrayal even, or again, some type of ending or painful situation that happened that kind of destroyed, I'm hearing the foundation of the relationship or situation that you are in. And it's had you look at, okay, I'm getting this feeling of like, I need to walk away from this because it has destroyed it too much. Like sometimes some situations happen to where they ruin kind of the ability to move forward in some way because it has crossed a boundary or crossed something within you that is like there's no going back, right? And I get that feeling of like whatever happened in this situation caused you to be like, okay, I have to walk away from this because this has caused me so much pain and so much, I'm hearing angst, and the thought space got really loud and things got triggered, right? And whatever the situation was triggered you into having to purge this now, right? To heal this, to let go of this, to release whatever this pain was in the first place. But also I believe what I'm feeling from spirit is that it triggered something deep within you from your past that also is purging. So whatever this is, you're purging it. You're having to just, it's like it destroyed itself, but like you're having to like kind of accept the destroying and maybe also like end it even further, right? Destroy it even further, but not because it depends, right? So destroying can be a good thing and it can be, or it can be in a light way or it can be in a shadow way, right? Sometimes we have to just, because, okay, every act of creation is an act of destruction, or an act of destruction has to be follow it. I'm not saying it right, but like in every ending there's a new beginning, right? Like it's kind of like that feeling, right? And whatever happened in the situation, it destroyed it, right? And you may have to further destroy it even more to like move into creating something new and moving into a new situation. So that's for some of you, not all of you. Some of you is just like it's done, right? I feel like these three energies are very different. Then we have the Forest. In the Forest, I feel like you may have gotten lost a little bit. I also was seeing, okay, so when I'm seeing these trees, right? And you may have felt lost for a minute, but I get like, what I get these trees as being is like all the things that blocked you from your power, okay? So like they're shadowing and they're like frightening and they're like are not, see how there's rainbows behind it? And then there's a crystal, emerald, I don't know, it's a crystal. So the trees kind of blocked your view of your power, right? And who you really are and what your true essence is underneath the rainbow of you, right? And I'm getting that maybe through this situation, through this destroying situation, you found gold in there. You found your strength. You found your fortitude, your ability to purge, your ability to move past situations that are very painful and difficult. And I get that there's a clearing out now of the trees that tell you that you're not good enough, the trees that are blocking your view of the path of, I'm hearing enlightenment and I'm hearing power and your path to abundance, right? So that's clearing out. Like I definitely feel like there's a clearing out of the energy, and I believe it has to do with this. I know that I said they're separate energy, but maybe they're not. It has to do with this, right? This ending, this betrayal, this pain that you had to go through. You had to purge it, and through purging and healing it, you're starting to clear away even more of the narrative that you are not good enough, or you're not powerful, or you aren't worthy, right? You're clearing that out through the situation because of how much you had to heal. It's healing all these other things, right? The things that block your view of yourself in a way that is of the light and of your own power. The Lover, I feel like, is a challenge for some reason for some of you. It's like, it's weird because I keep getting this feeling of like, you know how to purge out really bad situations, right? I think the difficulty is in realizing that you're worthy and stepping into like that full embodied self of power and worthiness, because it's so unfamiliar, I think, for some of you. I think that seeing yourself as worthy can be challenging. I do. I think that it takes strength to step into your fully embodied self of power and not apologizing and not taking any crap from anyone. I think it's difficult to be in your full power because of how much you've learned that that's not safe, or you've been criticized or bullied or made to feel like you're not good enough, because I think that people were afraid of the power that they were seeing. Even as a child, I feel like that's coming up. That's interesting. As a child, you had power, and I think, and maybe you're really intuitive, or you're really strong, or you're really good at certain, I'm seeing like good at machines, I'm seeing like intuition, I'm seeing even compassion. I mean, it really goes across the board. Whatever your power is, right? The way you stepped into it, people wanted to beat you down because people are afraid of people that are in their authentic self, because it's threatening and it brings light to where they're not feeling where they're feeling not good enough, where they're like, oh, they can't do that because I can't do that, right? That's not about you, but it got put on you possibly as a child, and you got dampened down again by these trees, right? These trees that are blocking the path, that are blocking the view of you and who you really are. And so I think the challenge is to step into this, because it's so scary, right? It can be very scary to step into your power. There could be something going on with your throat chakra. I am feeling that a little bit. Expressing truth, right? And again, being your full authentic self can be very scary, but I do feel like that's what's being asked of you right now. And I think that maybe going through this situation, this is a situation where you felt like you were just betrayed, or something really bad happened and it just really hurt you and made you feel like to the core it really hurt something in you. I think that through that situation, you are beginning to see that you are good enough, and that you have authenticity, and that you have a beautiful power, and that you are worthy just the way you are. And I think that can challenge parts of ourselves that are saying, no, that's not true. Like, let's stay here where it's safe. Like, stepping into your power can be very scary. And so I think that it could be, the challenging thing is it's going to bring up parts of you that are saying, no, that's not true, because those parts learned safety was dimming your light down. Safety was being small and meek and not saying the truth, right? And so I think that you have to work with those parts of you, and I think that that's what's difficult about the situation. Working with the parts of you that still say and still might believe that you're not good enough. And I think that it's tending to those parts and and asking them why, and digging into like, okay, why don't I feel good enough? And what situations brought that up in me? And can I look at those situations in a new light? Can I see myself as a child? Can I see that I was a child? Can I see that I didn't deserve that? Can I see that I was good enough as a child just the way I was? Like, you're challenging your beliefs. I mean, again, this is very similar to yesterday's reading, or my last reading, but it's a little bit different. Okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to do Tarot Spirit? Yeah, I just feel like whatever you've been through is really painful, and you're still purging that pain. And I think that being kind to yourself is helpful right now, will be very helpful. It's always helpful to be kind to yourself and non-judgmental. I think the more non-judgmental you can be towards yourself in this situation will always help. I always say that, but it's like really genuinely true. Okay, what do you want me to see, Spirit Guides? Ace of Cups, there we go with the loving yourself. This is like, again, looking at yourself through a lens of, I deserve love because I am love. I deserve love because I am worthy just the way I am. I don't have to do anything to receive love. Can I give myself that, right? And what activities make you feel aligned? What activities make you feel soothed? Because I think soothing could be very important right now. It's getting a little dark in here. Soothing yourself in the darkness, right? Soothing yourself when you're feeling pain, when you're feeling fear, right? Tending to the parts of you that feel fear and pain. Two of Wands, the Hierophant, and Nine of Cups. I'm hearing Spirit's giving you a gift. That's interesting. Nine of Cups is all about love with you, right? We have Two of Wands, which is planning and also choosing a higher path. I'm hearing you're choosing a higher path. The Hierophant is here to guide you, I'm hearing. There's Four of Wands. See, there's a relationship. What? Okay. Relationship. What's this about? Opportunity. Okay, so this is the relationship that you have with how you build confidence, okay? This is an opportunity to build a relationship with yourself that breeds confidence, that breeds magnetism, right? What I love how it's beneath the destroyer, because I think that you have to destroy and let go and release the things that make you feel like you're not the Queen of Wands, which is like confident, creative, magnetism, sensual. Like, she doesn't give a crap what anyone thinks. Like, she doesn't care. She's like, I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna step into my power. Like, good for you if you don't like it. Like, that kind of feeling. It's like the Queen of Swords, but like less boundaried. It's more like fiery and like exciting and like, get out of my way, you know, like, I've got this, right? And there's an opportunity. You're building a relationship with yourself where you feel confident, where you feel excited, but that comes because you're destroying things that and releasing things. I keep using the word destroy because destroyer's here, but releasing things that don't serve you. And again, Spirit is guiding you, I feel like, through this process of loving yourself and really keeping all your cups to yourself, like in a way that's not selfish. And I don't know if you felt like it was selfish to love yourself. I'm sure a lot of you feel like that. Or have learned that it was selfish to give back to yourself. And so I think this process is really about, because we have Ace of Cups and the Nine of Cups, and both of those cards represent self-love and self-care and really deeply believing in yourself enough that you're going to keep giving to yourself, even if it's unfamiliar, right? Because I think that that's what's difficult about this, right? It's unfamiliar to give back to yourself. It's unfamiliar to take time for yourself. It's unfamiliar to rest. It's unfamiliar to believe in yourself, right? And so this is a huge process of becoming more familiar with what gives you joy, what makes you feel soothed, what gives you comfort, what relationships serve you, what things you need to do to sustain your mental health. Like, this is also about mental health and psychology and working with yourself instead of against yourself. Because I don't know, I get this feeling of like, we have a destroyer within us, right? And I don't know if in the past, instead of hurting others, you've hurt yourself. And I think that maybe that became a way of familiarity, is by hurting yourself because of what other people have taught you. They hurt you, so you went, okay, that's what I deserve. I deserve to be hurt, right? And so then that became familiar, maybe a pattern that you have of hurting yourself. And so I think what this is talking about is unlearning that pattern of destroying yourself, hurting yourself, self-sabotaging. And this is about actively and consciously choosing to give back to yourself, to, again, bring comfort, bring bring soothing to yourself. And again, it's very divinely guided by Spirit. I love this because there's like this box and he's like opening it and there's just like a light coming out. And I feel like Spirit's showing you who you really are and getting you more acquainted with who your soul is and what your soul wants and who you really are deep down underneath all of the trees that have told you, and all of the crap and all of the narratives and all of the pain that you have gone through, right? This is really about moving into self-love and coming into alignment with yourself. We have a relationship here, yes, but this, I believe, is the relationship with yourself and your relationship to self-love, right? And it's really deep, and also it's scary. I don't see any scary cards or whatever, like anxiety cards, but I do feel like this is unfamiliar, right? Giving back to yourself, loving yourself, choosing a timeline where you feel empowered and you're embodying your power and your authenticity, and again, your confidence and creativity. And so I think that you may be getting in little doses this feeling of like, oh, I am worthy, but like it will increase over time. I just think that, I don't know why you're getting it in little doses. Spirit's just showing me it like little doses of like self-love and self-care, and it's becoming, maybe you're learning about how to do that, and maybe it's becoming more familiar to do that, and you're finding more relief maybe in doing that. And so like it's a process, right? So it's taking some time to maybe become the full embodied self that you really see yourself as, but it's happening. It's just trusting the process and moving with it, and continuing to try to figure out even better ways to soothe yourself. I don't know if some of you have dealt with addiction, or just self-sabotage in general. So this is about, again, like moving away from patterns of behavior where you sabotage yourself or act out or react or get into compulsive thinking or doing, right? I think that this is about that too. I think this is about getting away from that. And you are doing that. So this is just encouragement and confirmation. I'm hearing confirmation that you are on the path of like loving yourself. It's just a really difficult path if you've never done so. And I think a lot of us, even like a lot of us in society, have literally like, that's not something that we really talk about. But I think that what a lot of us are doing, even on in tarot online, and what you guys are doing at home, and like obviously like what you're learning and how you're moving in the spiritual journey, it is about loving yourself. And that's what it comes to. It's about embodying your full, authentic, loving self for yourself first, and then for others. And whatever you're aligning to something extremely I'm hearing life-changing, potent. I'm also hearing relaxing too. But you're aligning to something better because you're aligning to your full embodied self, where you feel good about yourself, and you're taking care of yourself first, so that you don't have to look to anyone else to take care of you, right? This is about taking care of yourself first. This is all about you and you, right? The Nine of Cups is all about you and you. So is the Ace of Cups. And I feel like because you're aligning within yourself, if you're wanting a relationship, this is a great place to be, because you can only get what you want from someone else if you have that within yourself, and you can only love yourself. You can only love someone else as much as you can love yourself. I know that's cliche to say, but it's true. And I think that you're maybe learning that too. Like, okay, I want to be I don't want to have to need anyone first, right? I don't want to have to look for love outside of myself. And maybe that was part of this process, right? So this is about filling your own cup first, and then aligning. Because you're filling your own cup, you're aligning to something really beautiful and something that you already have within yourself, and you're not looking for outside sources. And I think that that's what this process was too. It's like we look for outside validation, not just with people, but through social media, through sex, through addiction, through overspending, overeating, like whatever, right? We're looking to fill this space in ourselves where we are not feeling good enough. And so like, I think that again, with this process, this is about filling that within yourself and loving yourself and moving through the world like that. And also just, again, it sounds so simple, but it is not simple at all. And I think that you're learning about how to simplify actions where you're loving yourself, so it can be more understandable and more practical and more manageable within your head. Like, okay, so you're like, okay, when I do this activity, I feel really good and soothed. And when I do this activity, I feel really bad. When I do this, or when I eat this food, I feel really good. And when I eat this food, I feel really bad, right? So you may be in a process of trial and error and like doing this. But again, you're doing it. And the cards support it, right? I support that you are loving yourself and that you are learning about this, and it is a process. So just keep doing what you're doing, because you're building a relationship with yourself that's going to last lifetimes. But that do instill a instill a sense of confidence and love within yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, what do you want me to do for advice? I don't know where those cards went. They're right there. They're hiding. You want me to do these ones? Okay. Do I have advice for this? Nothing is yet in stone. Mutable moon. So this is, again, I feel like you're learning about how to adjust with yourself and adjust to the timeline and the flow of the way everything's moving. You may be getting more connected to how to be more cardinal is what I'm hearing, like the cardinal signs. It's time to release negativity. Confidence is your key to success. That's full moon in Scorpio, new moon in Leo. Anything else? Oh, we have Taurus on the board here too. On the board. That's funny. We have Taurus here with the Hierophant as well for the signs. Hold your vision, fixed moon. So you have a vision that, okay, a personal issue reaches a resolution. Okay, so Spirit saying, keep building confidence in yourself. That is the key to your success. So keep, again, doing what you're doing. Like, keep doing the things that make you feel confident and make you feel love and make you feel empowered. And then whatever your vision is for the future, seeing that in its, like, and visualizing that, like, you at your most successful. Like, that's how manifestation works. It's like visualizing it and being in it and believing it. And we can't do this at all times. But, like, any chance you get to hold your vision of who you really are, right? And you succeeding by being who you really are. That's really what it's saying. And releasing anything that makes you feel negative, that makes you feel not good enough, that makes you doubt yourself. And again, adjusting and moving with flow, right? If you feel inspired, take action. If you want to rest, rest. And don't beat yourself up for either of those things, right? I think this is about clearing, again, this is also just about clearing negativity. We're destroying the negativity that you have in your life by walking away from things that don't serve you. That is releasing, right? You're releasing that. It seems to be the self-love seems to be the most important thing here. And I just think that Spirit wants to keep encouraging you that you're on the right path, that you're doing everything okay, that you're taking the right actions at the right time. You're doing your best. You're fighting to love yourself, and it's hard, and it's like Spirit's honoring the fact that it's hard, but also honoring the fact that you're doing it and wants to encourage you to keep doing it and to not lose sight of where you're going. Like, don't give up. That is the most important thing. Do not give up on yourself. Do not give up on your vision. Do not give up on your want to love yourself. Don't give up on your confidence and the success that you deserve, because you deserve success. You do. And confidence is the key to your success. So keep building yourself up. Keep building yourself up by loving yourself and taking actions that are aligned with loving yourself, and that things will clear out and feel better for you. Okay, guys, I think that's all I have for you, and I will see you guys next time.